Kabul, a visual poem, written by Saib et Tabrizi, read and analyzed by Benny Segi. Ah, how beautiful is Kabul encircled by her arid mountains, and rows of the trails of thorns she envies. Her gusts of powdered soil slightly sting my eyes, but I love her, for knowing and loving are born of this same dust. My song exalts her dazzling tulips, and at the beauty of her trees I blush. How sparkling the water flows from Mastan. May Allah protect such beauty from the evil eye of man. Khizr chose the path to Kabul in order to reach paradise, for her mountains brought him close to the delights of heaven. From the fort with sprawling walls, a dragon of protection. Each stone is there more precious than the treasure of Shayagan. Every street of Kabul is enthralling to the eye through the bazaars, caravans of Egypt pass. One could not count the moons that shimmer on her roofs and the thousand splendid suns that hide behind her walls. Her laughter of mornings has the gaiety of flowers. Her nights of darkness, the reflections of lustrous hair. Her melodious nightingales with passion sing their songs, ardent tunes, as leaves inflamed cascading from their throats. And I sing in the garden of Jahanara, of Sharbara, and even the trumpets of heaven envy their green pastures.
And now, an analysis. This poem's purpose is pretty clear. The author has a near pseudo-romantic obsession with his country's beauty and wants to exalt how gorgeous it is, using a few references to Afghani culture. The first stanza opens by presenting Kabul as a city encircled by mountains, which, geographically, it is. It then uses this to create a metaphor, comparing Kabul to a rose. The trails to it, whether physical or figurative, can be thorny and treacherous, but when it's reached, you can experience its extraordinary beauty. Next, the author brings up dust, which, being mostly located in an arid desert climate, Afghanistan has a lot of. It is interesting that the author brings this up because frequent, often devastating dust storms are in fact quite common in Afghanistan. They limit visibility, hurt people's eyes, and ruin crop harvests. A fact the author references. He states, though, that he appreciates even the terror of the dust because he knows that it creates an integral part of an Afghani culture, which is what makes the people special. In the next stanza, the author brings up the tulip, a flower that is native to Afghanistan and is, in fact, the country's national flower. There are also many trees in Afghanistan that are native to that area. An Afghani tree in a field of tulips in a desert must truly be a sight to behold. The next line brings up Mastan, which most likely is a mountain water source, but the author expresses a wish that it remains untouched by the evil eyes of man, which is quite ironic considering that the fact that safe natural water sources are becoming increasingly scarce due to human-caused over-drainage and pollution. And this is a serious problem in many areas of the country. Next, the author references a complex element of Afghan legend, the story of Khizr. In Muslim tradition, he is a sort of angelic messenger of God who met with the prophet Moses. In mythology, however, he tends to be a sort of great adventurer as well, primarily embarking on sea voyages, but he also came to Afghanistan and, in his time here, helped to slay a dragon that terrorized a village in the nearby Bamiyan region. This dragon is brought up again when the author discusses the Kal Haye Balahizar fort, a hilltop fortified castle in the center of Kabul that dates back to the 5th century. It was used to store the great riches of the Afghani royalty. The fourth stanza is uniquely important, seeing that the book by Husseini references it in the title. Bazaars are an important part of Middle Eastern culture. You can find one in almost every city. They're essentially enclosed street markets, with a multitude of permanent and traveling vendors from which you can haggle for and purchase almost any product imaginable. They sprawl over acres and are bustling with people all hours of the day and night. They attract people from all over and are really a sight that must be seen to be believed. The next two lines of the poem essentially serve as a way to depict Kabul as being beautiful all day and night. He continues to use two metaphors to show how Kabul is attractive no matter what time it is. He then describes a song of nightingales, referring to a rare species of the group that can only be found in Afghanistan. He finishes the poem by describing even just the lush gardens of two historic Afghan princesses as being more beautiful than heaven. The book A Thousand Splendid Suns by Hosseini concerns the lives and emotions of two Afghani women. Women in Afghanistan are often oppressed and compelled to remain in their houses and not reveal their faces in public as much as possible. When Hosseini references a line in the poem, the thousand splendid suns that hide behind her walls, he is using the beautiful sons of Kabul to represent the women of Afghanistan, who are such core parts of the culture despite needing to hide from society. Overall, this poem portrays an exalted view of Kabul, and, in a more modern context, shows that even in times of strife, it is important to see beauty.